Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. The powers in the East and the West in the National League met up. We've got new playoff teams in the AL. Let's yuck ball. Trev's home. Trev's home.
No, I'm pitching today.
Okay.
Mason Miller.
Mookie Betts. I don't know what happened. Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball, presented to you by SeatGeek Code Talkin' 2025. My name is Jake Ronald Storielli. Big facts. That is Trevor Paul Plouffe. Rob Blank Sirocco is here producing, and we are producing the best baseball show in the best country in the world. I saw Trev replying to tweets about that. Maybe we don't do that after what happened on Twitter yesterday. Maybe we spend the whole episode on that. I don't know, Coach. You tell me. How are you?
If we want some clicks, we're just going to throw Elon and Trump in there, right there.
Aaron Rodgers.
Click. I'm doing great. I am happy to be home, and we do live in the best country in the world. That's absolute fact. And you look like you went back to your sales job. What did you used to sell? Electrical parts?
Electrical supplies and distribution. We were a middleman.
We need more people like you in this country.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
I would say
maybe not.
No, I'm wearing a golf outfit, which is either code for A, I'm going golfing, or B, in this case, haven't done laundry in about 2 weeks. So this was.
We used to get that a lot more out of you, where it'd be the end of the laundry like cycle, and you just wear a bizarre outfit. I feel like you've been keeping up with your laundry a little bit too much for my liking. I liked when you had to dig deep into the drawers.
Yeah, we're digging deep. Shout out Haas. Shout out baseball, man. Summer's here, Trev. I know, like, on the West Coast, you guys live in a totally different world, but in New York, we got warm baseball games. Baseball games played in like 78 degrees. It's like, yeah, let's do this thing.
It does feel more like baseball.
It's baseball. It's
Thank you. I got a Giants hat on today. So, oh my gosh, she's a Dodger Glazer. Where are you guys all at?
What the heck, bro? And I had a weird moment. I actually, this is dumb Jake stuff. I got this blue little Yankees hat. And it just cracks me up because it's kind of like a European tourist hat. And it's like, why would the Yankees guy actually wear this? It's a nice color, which I think anyone could hide behind. But yeah, it's like Velcro in the back. This is not a hat I should be wearing.
That's what you're wearing right now?
Yeah.
That's blue?
Yeah, it's like a robin's egg blue. I don't think it's coming through the camera necessarily perfectly, but yeah, I mean, my shirt's white. So if you do, let's talk some baseball.
Let's talk some ball.
And then we'll do the whole Elon Trump thing. In the National League, the New York Mets and the Dodgers. The best record in the National League belongs to the New York Metropolitans again. They split this series. It's a 4-gamer. The Mets, they get the first one in extras. The Dodgers, they got the second one in extras. This could have been a Mets 3 out of 4, and they'd be the first team to 40 in the National League. A tough defensive play ends up giving up the lead in that last game. But if you're looking for star talent, it's all over the field for both of these teams. Juan Soto is homering, shuffling, and he's flipping water bottles. That's when you're having a good time at the baseball field. Mookie Betts is back for the Dodgers. Last year's NLCS, they ran it back. They end up splitting 4. Yeah. I could say the same thing with the San Francisco Giants and the San Diego Padres. Those two first games went into extras, but the Padres took them both 1-0 and 3-2. But, and it's been interesting talking to Padres fans, they dropped the final 2 to lose the series, and Padres fans, the consensus is they're not playing good baseball, but they're still winning games, so they don't know if that's going to start trending upwards or downwards. Robbie Ray is back this year. And how about Giants Dom Smith? You could hear more about that later, folks. They end up splitting 4. Yeah. Snakes alive, Trev? The Diamondbacks, they sweep the Atlanta Braves. Where are they in the standings? Coming up soon, the Diamondbacks, They take the first two. Zach Gallen needed a big start, and he gets it. Merrill Kelly gives them an A start. Outduels Chris Sale, who is back killing it. And on that final day, hey, the Braves are going to salvage the set. They're up big late. Oh, no. They blow a 7-run lead. One of the best comebacks in baseball this year. Snakes alive, a 0.1% chance of winning. And they win the game. Dalton has a salad theory going on. It's scary. We'll talk about it. Brewers take 2 out of 3 from the Reds, and that's every Brewers-Red series that's ever happened. It finishes on that last day. I've been bragging about Andrew Abbott. He gets knocked around a little bit as another opener. 3-inning DL Hall openers are working for the Milwaukee Brewers. They've continued. It's 9 out of their last 10. They are hot. Jackson Chourio with the big final game. Isaac Collins, I see ya. I see ya, kid. Brewers take 2 out of 3. Cubbies do the same to the Nationals. As much as we love these baby Nats and Mackenzie Gore as he continues to lead the world in strikeouts, the Chicago Cubs take the bread games. Another opener. Our opener's back. Drew Palm with the opener. Hey, PCA ran into his first kind of slump. Maybe his homer in that final game starts getting him going on it. Cubs, they are toe-to-toe with the Mets and the Dodgers as the best team in the NL. Royals and Cardinals. This is fun. I think the Cardinals took it to the Royals. The Royals take it back. 2 out of 3, and we get some Royals offense, and we see Jack Caggs, the kid. He gets his first major league hit in that final game, but otherwise it was a lot of Michael Garcia and Freddie Fermin. You know Freddie Fermin gets to me. The game that the Cardinals won, their current catcher and their former catcher, but Herrera was DHing. Herrera and Contreras combined to do the damage. Royals take 2 out of 3. Uh-oh. We'll save some of this for the AL, but the Houston Astros are back on top of the AL West. They take 2 out of 3 from the Pirates, and that's obvious, sadly. They outlast Skenes. 8 innings, 1 earned run. You might hear more on him later. Isaac Paredes, 2 homers. He's clearing his own deck in Pittsburgh. Framber, 7 innings too. That's what he does. And Trev, the series that everyone's talking about, kind of. The Rockies sweep the Marlins. That's right. The worst team to ever play. They sweep the Fish. We have some more coming on that later. Trev, can you give the people the standings?
Absolutely, Pop. What a guy you are. Framber just flipping that freaking breaking ball up there. Unbelievable. Again. Would I take him deep? No, I wouldn't. I have the standings. We are going to do the National League because that's what you just read. And you know what? I'm going to start in the Central because why not? I'm feeling frisky today. The Chicago Cubs are 39-23, Jake. Yeah. They're 5 games up on the St. Louis Cardinals, who are 34-28. 5.5 games up on the Milwaukee Brewers, who are 34-29. The Reds, 3 games under 500. They're 30-33. And the Pirates, 23-40. We'll go out west where the Dodgers, I believe they went 4-3 on the all New York.
Oh, okay.
That's what it was. 38-25. They're 2 games above the Padres. 35-26 for the Pods. 35-28 for the Giants. The Diamondbacks all of a sudden back at 500. 31-31 after the sweep, and then the Colorado Rockies 12-50. They're hot. Rocks are hot.
They're not cold.
Hunter Goodman. You're going to hear more. In the NL East, it's the New York Mets, who do not have the best record in the National League. They are behind the Chicago Cubs. 39-24 for them. They're a game and a half up on the Phillies, who are 37-25. The Nats, 29-33. The Braves, what is you doing, baby? 27-34. My gosh. They're only, quick math here, 3.5 games up on the Marlins, who are 23-37. Those are the standings in the National League.
The bottom 4 teams in the NL: the Rockies, the Pirates, the Marlins, and the Atlanta Braves. Who would have had that? Maybe our friends at Best Western, because they got you covered wherever. Today's episode is brought to you by Best Western. Life's a trip. Why not make the most of it? I told you, summer's here. Let's plan something. Let's go somewhere. 4,000 hotels worldwide. Mr. Worldwide. Whether you're hitting the road, traveling for work, or chasing the next big game, there's always a room waiting for you. And hey, traveling, something can happen. Or maybe you want to make something happen. Make it happen with Best Western. Whether you're traveling solo or you're traveling with friends or the entire crew, Best Western's where you want to be. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at bestwestern.com. Trevor, NLCS rematch. New York, LA again. Baseball's hot in the streets. Go check out some of the numbers. Baseball's up on everything. Whoops. Sorry about it. Mets and Dodgers teed it up. Mets and, okay, if I had to do Chris Rose storylines out of this series, make sure you check out Baseball Today. Juan Soto's shuffling, and we're having fun, and we're hitting. And him versus Kershaw, that did a little something for me. I mean, an iconic throwing motion and setup on the mound versus Soto's kind of iconic leg drive. I guess for me, it starts with the Mets, who are back on top of the East. I gave the Phillies a lot of love and did this whole Phillies might be my pick. Mets are back on top. They went toe-to-toe this whole series. Probably should have had 3 out of 4.
Yeah, the Dodgers haven't been playing great baseball as of late, but they do end up salvaging this series with a split. Yeah, weird play there at the end. Beatty just kind of zooing a throw to home, and Reed Garrett jumping over the catcher. Yeah. That was an interesting play.
Full contact.
I think he would have got if the catcher wasn't in the way. Maybe not. I don't know.
That's tough.
Interesting play. A great series, for both these squads. The first 2 games end up going extra innings. They get to Tanner Scott at one point. He's kind of had an up and down year. Lindor doing his thing. You mentioned Soto. Max Muncy's all the way back, which is really, really good for the Dodgers. I think one thing that's really welcome for Los Angeles, Kirby Yates, Michael Kopech started to throw again, so they can be on their way back. They need all the help they can get. But yeah, I mean, this is a series I think everyone would love to see again in October. We got Pete Alonso almost hitting the ball out of the stadium. If there's there's a few guys that you feel have a chance to do that, and it's kind of iconic. How many guys have done it? I believe it's Mark McGwire and Giancarlo Stanton are the 2 that come to my mind for as far as hitting the ball out of the stadium. Shohei surely could do it. Has he done it yet?
Ooh, good question.
I don't think he has.
I don't know.
But Pete Alonso almost did. This is just a fun series, man.
Yeah, Pete the Meat, who he had a little bit of a slower month. Like I said, Soto having fun and his signature shuffle and a couple good swings. Those would be the Mets headlines for me. And then, if you're the Dodgers, Max Muncy's been going nuts. He started wearing glasses, and he's been 1-dotting OPS-wise since then. Okay.
You had astigmatism.
Yeah.
You had to fix. The standings that I read, I don't think are right, Jake.
I don't know if that's true.
I'm going to look right now because I did Baseball Reference standings, and okay, they are.
You did good. You did good. What were you questioning, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, on our sheet, it said that the Nets got to 40 wins.
Yeah, that was an error. That was an error by who puts together our sheet.
So I'm cross-checking.
But the guy who puts together our sheet has started eating salads for the first time in his life, and he thinks that's affecting his favorite baseball team. So I don't know. I don't know how to manage that. That's not in any of the HR books.
Shout out Michael Conforto. He's been on the struggle bus this entire season. And I believe he had his first hit with a runner in scoring position since March 31st. And it ended up being the game-winning single. So good for you against your old team.
Looking for a spark. Man, and that's you mentioned it briefly there. And actually, it deserves to be harped upon because I was taking a train back with one of our now resident Padre fans, Ryan Cohen, and I was like, what's going on with Padres, blah, blah, blah. We'll talk about them in a second. And then Dodgers, and he kind of, he obviously has an edge up to Big Brother. And, he's like, I don't, postseason, let's see what happens, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, dude, they're, the Dodgers are going to be so there. I mean, obviously they can get clipped. Any team can get clipped in the postseason. But we're talking, he's like, their pitching's kind of thin. And literally the tweet I see as I get off the train is Kirby Yates and Michael Kopech. I think they're coming back this weekend, which
they need them.
That would be the two top guys in how many bullpens? And that's what they're just getting back. And Scott's been in a funk, but I don't know. We do keep giving the Dodgers too many. They haven't clicked. At some point, you gotta, and we assume it's coming.
Jake,
but they're still on top of the West and have the best offense.
Yeah, they have the second best record in the NL.
Yeah.
So let's just relax a little bit on the Dodgers.
I'll relax.
Glaze on them.
Oh, well, you have your Giants hat on, Trev, and that's
You know what? I gave these City Connects a little bit of crap. I don't know. They don't wear these hats on the field, but this is like part of the City Connect jersey or uniform. This is an awesome hat.
I like how the hat looks. I'm a little thrown off. The inside and the outside, depending how I look at it, kind of look like a brain to me. That's just
it's a glove, I think.
Yeah, no, that's like the Giants glove. Yeah. What are all those little letters and stuff? Everything has a meaning.
1958 established Giants, San Francisco Giants.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
I grew up with Giants fans around me in LA. Like, it's clearly a Dodger town. This is Los Angeles. Way to go, Trev. Fucking dynamite. Boy. But there are a bunch of Giants fans that live here too, and it's always such like a sense of pride for them to wear their gear around in LA, and they always got their, they got to be ready. So I'm gonna wear this today. Who knows, like what's gonna come my way? I might get into a few scuffles out here.
Padres, like I mentioned, they won the first 2 games in extras, and they've been great in tight games this year, so do with that what you want. 13-5 in 1-run games after game 2, 21-10 in games decided by 2 runs. Trev, your guy Sean Reynolds with a huge relief outing, 3 innings, hitless, what that does to save and reset a bullpen. And then, that's why if we recorded this on Wednesday, it would be a lot different episode because the Giants, they come back in the final 2 games. Sean Shelley gives a very similar relief outing. And a couple tall freaks out of the bullpen. All 4 games decided by 1 run. What else you see?
I got more coming on the last 2 games, in kind of what's going on with the Giants and Buster Posey and all that. So I want to save that discussion for later. The one thing I do want to go into, game 1 was pretty cool. We have Jose Iglesias.
Sure. Sure.
Ends up hitting the sac fly to put the Padres up in extra innings. But then he's in at third base. I believe there was a runner on third base, 1 out, and Matt Chapman absolutely smokes a ball at him. And if you've watched Jose Iglesias play, like he's got the glove, and he just gloves the thing. It makes a throw right over there. And the Giants had a couple good swings there at the end, but that to me, like that's game saving defense. Like that's the defense that we should be focusing on is, a play like that at the end of the game where you're playing up. I'm not really sure why he was playing up. Obviously, you're trying to stop the run, but he was like really up on Chapman because he doesn't care because he's got hands. If you haven't seen the play, it's pretty awesome. Go check it out. But again, more in this series coming up.
Yeah, I guess my final notes, Manny Machado, 350 homers. I mean, feels like he's still going at it. I know he's been contact Manny this year, hitting 317, but 350 homers is crazy, and Manny's still going at it, chasing 500. I guess for me, seeing Doval, I think talking baseball fans know he's always been a little bit of a weak spot for me when he's right, because it looks like nothing I've seen on a baseball field. He's back in the closer role, and he secured that final game for him with a little bit of scare, but good.
He's been great. He had a run there for like a month where he didn't give up a run. So he's like all the way back for them, which is really nice. The Giants are an interesting team, and again, we'll talk a little bit more about them later.
Well, we can close out the West a little bit because the snake's alive.
Oh, he's showing the play. Let's see it again.
Oh, Matty Chapman, your guy, 0-2, bullet. Just no thanks.
I mean, just like no big deal.
The video game gives you that animation, and you're like, screw this. Why am I still playing this? Grow up.
Oh, it's James.
Trev, I have a quick question for you.
We're just talking about Jose Iglesias and those hands, those monos.
J-Egg.
What are you doing?
I have a question for you, Trev. Just real quick. Say the first base coach is signaling pitches to the hitter. Righty hitters could glance their eyes over. Lefty hitters can't. Does that mean that the dugout would yell or give a signal and they would watch the first base coach? Or would lefty hitters only get signals from base coaches if it's now the third base coach?
Mm.
Well, I think what we're talking about is if a first base coach is getting the pitches from the pitcher in the stretch. That's kind of what we're going with.
Yes,
because he's seeing something.
Because he could either sees it. Yeah.
You and I were talking about this a little bit over the week. Secret. He could either relay it to the third base coach and you could see him kind of walking towards or walking away, or maybe they yell something. I think yelling something's probably not great because that gets picked up a little bit faster than the coach walking to and from. That will get picked up later as they're all looking at all the camera angles. But I think during the game, it'd probably be a signal to the third base coach, maybe.
Yeah.
It'd be difficult. Like, that's as simple as that sounds. It just kind of ruins all the timing of it, but that's what I got.
What do you think about there, Jimbo?
Well, I'm making a video about first base coach signaling to the batter, but I was thinking the lefties can't see him. The third base coach isn't doing anything after the fact. And the timing of that would be because he's signaling to the batters so late. I think some like rookie batters, I think it's a skill that batters have to be able to do to glance over and then find the ball again. Because you got to
seeing their eyeballs like this.
Yeah, you got to lose the pitcher in the middle of the windup and then find the ball again. So I think it's hard. So I didn't know if there was a relay system.
Maybe the first base coach is saying something too. Instead of going back to the dugout, and he might just be saying whatever it could be. Name.
I know what the first base coach was doing.
Yes,
to tell the batter.
Yeah,
but I didn't know if the lefties, because the lefties dominated. But I don't think they and their at bats look like guys who have an understanding.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it would all just decide on what they wanted to do. But in my mind, what makes the most sense, if you're going to give the signs to a righty by doing the walking thing, you'd probably have to just say some sort of code word for lefties. Whether it's you say something on one pitch and don't say anything on the next pitch, like that could be it.
The third base coach is hands on knees for cutters and standing upright for fastballs, but he's doing that way before he could have a tell. So I think it's just coincidence. It's just two at bats, but I think it's literally coincidence.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going around.
I know.
Go on.
Can you just have you on record as an ex-ball player saying this is common?
I think it's a lot more common than most people give it credit for. And because every organization now has people looking at every camera angle to find stuff like this.
Thanks. Because whenever I make the videos, people think I'm like making it up. I'm like,
no, you're not.
Yeah,
you're not.
There's a fight.
I think people will be freaked out about how much it actually happens. But again, not like in a cheating way. Like, this is like gamesmanship way.
Everybody should have the new Jack Leiter glove.
Yeah, like Luzardo's pitching with a finger out still, and he's getting raked, and who knows, maybe they have something there.
I mean, you got the Heeneys and the Andersons and all these lefties that literally separate the ball from the glove. Okay, any base runner on first base or first base coach is just going to see that grip.
Yeah.
Like, why is that part of a motion we're teaching anymore?
I don't know. A lot of guys are doing that around the league right now.
Pitchers are freaks.
Joanne Duran started doing that a little bit more, like what's the word I'm looking for? Like, more than usual. He's like trying to really get back and feel his hand. But yeah, I agree. I think all pitchers should be using the blackout glove, whatever you want to call it.
Heaney developed that thing where he goes, he goes this.
Andrew just Heaney. Trying to mess with everyone.
I think it's just to not let
the Ryan Dempster.
Yeah, it's really weird. But all right, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're on record.
You're on record.
We're on record. Yeah. Well, Jim and I were going back and forth about playoffs, lots of stuff going on.
It is common. It's still hard as a hitter. Like that's like people are like, there's no way a hitter can do that. And I'm like, well, it is hard. But there's
a lot of times a coach will find something, or maybe another player will find something, and only one or two guys will be like, yeah, like I want that, because sometimes it'll be like, I might have to give it to you late, or I'm not 100% sure. So like a lot of guys will just say no to it.
This is late, and the younger players are struggling. Like the younger players still, you can see them like just fucking late on a fastball down the middle, but they want to swing at it because they know a fastball's coming.
It's actually like a service that should be offered. Like we should start a consulting brand. Just let me get into the database, like whatever it's called. True Media, I think it's called. Colleges have it now too in a lot of places. So you have all these camera angles at your disposal. Like, can you imagine? Like, hey, I got something for you. College World Series coming up. Like, how much is it worth to your school?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think that position gets paid as much as making entertaining breakdowns does.
No, it doesn't.
Otherwise, I could go offer my services to the Yankees. But you guys spend all day watching. Unless there's like an altercation on the field, and then you're like, oh, maybe I'll go check this specifically, and you find it. But if you just blank slate trying to find, that's tough.
Your thoughts on Trump, Elon?
I was out of the loop, and then I asked Katie to catch me up, and then she started, and I said, I
don't know what's going on either. We're hitting the algorithm. That's all.
Just don't care.
We're just cooking.
We're cooking, bro.
How about Trump pardoning Rose?
I didn't even see that.
Manfred said that
the reason
Pete Rose got pardoned was because of Trump.
Oh, I don't know. I'm unpardoning Chris Rose though. Chris Rose, you are in jail.
Huh. Jail for Chris Rose.
All right, I'm gonna go pee. So yeah, thanks, Trev.
Bye.
On the record.
Where did we end off, Pop? That was just an impromptu ball talk discussion.
It was kind of perfect. We were just about to do some D-backs Bravos, so we can.
I think this is more like I said, a what is you doing Bravos type situation. People are calling for Snicker's head, a sweep at the hands of the Diamondbacks, and we're looking at, like you said, the fourth worst record in the National League. And it seems to me like you don't want to say the season's lost. We saw what they did in 2021, all these things, but it's just it doesn't look great right now.
They've dug a very real hole, man. They're behind the Nationals by a game and a half. They're behind the Reds by 2 games. These are teams they'd have to jump to get into the postseason. There's a lot of baseball left, but they'd have to be better than the Diamondbacks, the Brewers, the Cardinals, and then the Giants or the Padres. Like, I don't know, man. It's June. It's not Cinco de Mayo anymore. It's June.
For some reason, I feel like I can't quit them. This is a very talented baseball roster. Sure, there's some holes. Yeah, like do they need a shortstop and a left fielder? Yes. I know the relievers have gotten hit around a little bit this series, but I still think there's enough talent where you can't just like punt on a season. But these are 2 teams that are kind of like in similar situations. I know the Diamondbacks are 500, but they were 3 or 4 games under, and kind of. They were teetering on the line of, hey, we got these guys that are free agents at the end of the year. Like, what's the decision going to be on all of them? I'm actually more on the fence, or more on the side of the Diamondbacks could still end up selling their pieces that are walking this year, or the Braves don't really have people like that. Like, who are they going to trade? You're gonna trade Chris Sale with another year on his contract? I don't think so. Like, their team is their team, whereas the Diamondbacks actually have guys that are going to walk at the end of this year. So, this series obviously helps them get back into everything. But is that a weird take to have, that even though I just saw the Diamondbacks sweep the Braves and they're 31-31, like they have a better chance to sell than the Braves because they have just better pieces to sell?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, for the Braves, I think it'd be Ozuna. I think he's in the last year of his contract.
Yeah,
so if you got a DH spot open, that's the one. But you're right. Like a lot of their pitchers are either Sale or Young. A lot of the whole Braves thing is their whole lineup's locked up. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see the next steps for them. I mean, they've got a roadie to San Francisco and Milwaukee. So I want to see. And I guess for my Snakes, the one thing that you, me, and Jolly did all JM. Ketel Marte is back, and he's easily the best second baseman in baseball, and he raked this whole series.
Yeah, you can't blow this thing. The Diamondbacks, again, they're too talented. The one thing you point to in the NL is just it's going to take 90 wins to make it to the postseason.
Right.
So you have to take that into consideration. But I don't know, man.
Well, and Dalton's eating salads. I feel like
this team is poised to go on a freaking 10-game heater. Let's
do it right now. They're heading to Cincinnati, then they host Seattle and San Diego. So I don't know, but like this lineup, third in OPS, fourth in runs. So when they get the pitching performance, but they also got that this series. So they need to get hot. It's a 4-game win streak. If they can keep it rolling, like they're still 5-5 in their last 10. So the D-backs need to put together an 8-2, a 9-1, like the Brewers just did. But yeah, both of these teams have kind of been two of the disappointments of the NL.
Moving on to the Reds, Brewers, another team that has gotten it going and needs to get it going. The Brewers, they take 2 out of 3 here. They get to Abbott, which is surprising. I think we just were talking waxing poetically about him just last episode. He ends up going 6 innings pitch. He gives up 5 earned runs. They get him a little bit. Christian Yelich is really going. Chirrillo starting to do it. You mentioned the pitching has been good for the Brewers. They only give up how many runs in this series? 7 total runs in this series. Take 2 of 3. Things are looking good. They're 1.5 game out of a wild card spot now. Like, is all okay in Milwaukee? I think it's looking like that.
I think so. I think so. Right? Like they were kind of lumped in with Braves and the Diamondbacks. They've gone on this win streak, and I think even having that in the back of your head when we were like, man, some of this Pat Murphy managing stuff has to be rubbing guys the wrong way. They're back in it. They've got a couple. They're 9th in runs. They're 6th in starting pitching ERA. And their stars are being stars again. That I think if you're the Brewers, not that you have that exhale, but you're 5 games above 500. Like, okay, if you had told the Brewers on June 6th you're going to be 5 games above 500, you don't necessarily sign off on it because you'd like to be a little better, but also you say, yeah, it's baseball and we take that. That means we're in the mix. Although where the Cubbies are starting to run away. Cubbies are 5.5 games up.
Brewers are 9-1 of their last 10. The West teams in front of them, like the Padres and Giants, they're kind of middling right now, so they're able to gain some games in the wild card. Yeah, obviously you want to chase the Cardinals down, you want to chase the Cubs down, but let's just make it to the dance. And right now they're showing like they want to do that. I'm happy, man. We always want to discount the Brewers and what they've done, but we're also smart enough ball knowers to know that they're going to be there because they have a really well-run organization.
I also put and maybe even more importantly than the playoffs, over 83.5, because I think I did get excited during their team profile and projection, and I might have put a little more queso on that than I'd normally like to. Trev, series-wise, because again, I think the tail's pretty easy here. I mean, Mackenzie Gore wins the Nats a game because he has been one of the best pitchers, maybe the most dominant pitcher in the National League. But the Cubbies, like we mentioned, best record in the NL right now by percentage points. Ian Happ, I think he went third Ian deck Happ's last night. I was going to send him a silly text, forgot to, might do that in a minute. But the Cubbies, I don't know. I think there was that moment of early in the baseball season. It was like, wait, the Cardinals got hot? The Cardinals are 2 games behind the Cubbies? I feel like they put out that fire after having a big start last year and slowing down a little bit, that they remain dominant.
Yeah, I mean, I think this team is going to do some special things this year. I think they have a squad that's, we're going to look at them at the end of the year. I think they're going to end up being a mid-90s win team. And, they have I mean, they have stars up and down the lineup, especially, Ian Happ swings the bat like the way he did this series. It's going to be, they have a chance to be one of the better offensive teams in all of baseball. We know what they do on the bases and defense. They look good right now.
Pretty much all along. One funk. God, I feel like they're catchers. Everyone, Reese McGuire with a 2-hit game in there. And yeah, Pete Crow Armstrong, I know he just had a little bit of a funk. Fourth fastest major league player to get to 15 homers and 20 stolen bases. Fastest since Eric Davis in 87. So Eric Davis is always one for me that when I first started really watching baseball, all the broadcasts would talk about him like a cat that I wasn't familiar with. Go check out that baseball reference. I think 80 stolen bases one year. Okay.
Well, I'm looking at the Cubs roster right now, and if you just go 1 through 9, like their starting roster, every single player has a WAR above one or above. Ian Happ's on the bottom 1. He's getting it going though, like he'll be there. They have to have 1 through 9 the most WAR of any team in baseball, because I know Judge is like obviously having a massive year WAR-wise for the Yankees, but Pete Crow's got a 3.9, so he helps like stabilize that. And then just down the lineup, like they don't have any negative players in their lineup. They don't.
Yeah, I know. We just did me and Jolly did a little Wake and Jake trade deadline teaser. And yeah, I mean, the lineup seems to be in a great spot. They'd love to boost their rotation or probably that bullpen. Hey, this was another pivot year for the Cubs that we've done this before a couple seasons of wanting to see it. It feels very real, and for a lot of the reasons you mentioned there.
I mean, their rotation, Jamison Tyon's got a 3.7, Matthew Boyd 3.0, Colin Rea a 3.5, Shoda's got a 2.8, Cade Horton's got a 3.5. Like Ben Brown, who like has disgusting stuff, has been the worst of the lot. He was in the bullpen. He might go back to the rotation. And I think they have guys. in the bullpen that can do it too. They're going to be aggressive at the deadline, but they're a damn good team.
Have you seen? I forget if I said this. I've been thinking about this a couple episodes. We got a new all Jake team guy coming out of the Cubs bullpen, Danny Palencia.
Oh, Palencia's nasty.
Yeah. Kind of that little thick body throwing gross stuff at you. He would make the all-star LA roster of 2025, which that's
What about Caleb Thielbar throwing that banger up there?
Caleb Thielbar, I say this in the nicest way, Trev. I was there for opening day this year, so all the guys stood up on the line, and it was like, wait, who's that? And it's like, okay, that's the lefty that slings curveballs up there. That makes sense.
Yep.
He was also standing next to the tall guys on the team. That was a mistake.
Can I tell you something?
What's that?
I think he can dunk. So don't let
time out.
It's unassuming. Yeah, he's like one of those guys.
Caleb Thielbar can dunk?
I'm like 99% sure he can.
Listed like, 6
kind of
foot,
like a freak athlete.
38 years old. I mean, I'm going to need research to get on that. I'll tell you what, 26 games of 199 out of the pen. Keep twirling it, kid. No way.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oh, okay. My radar's up a little bit. Minnesota, South Dakota guy. There's some people that come out of those parts. It's like, yeah, I just started jumping up the tree every day, and then I was dunking. And you're like, what's that even mean, bro? What were you doing?
You would love you some Caleb Thielbar.
I mean, I do. I love me some Caleb Thielbar. I don't know what.
It's a beefy NL because we got to get to Kansas City versus the Cardinals.
Then tell me about it.
Royals take 2 or 3. They have to, do the double header there. I think the Cardinals played well in this series as well. I was watching the first game. Everyone in the clubhouse in Sacramento, we were curious about Jack Caglione's first game. So everyone's kind of glued in. Obviously, Victor Scott steals one from him the first at bat. That was awesome.
Welcome to the show.
So I think it was just cool to note that other guys are like, hey, what's this guy up to? I want to see this. You don't get that too often with rookies, but he has obviously garnered a bunch of attention. But yeah, the Royals, they're starting to hit the ball a little better. Vinny's like really, really going off, and we know what Mikel's done, and to be honest with you, there's more coming from Bobby Witt. I believe he's kind of all over the field. So you never really criticize him, but the bat is starting to go. Like, I'm liking the Royals, what they have coming out of the bullpen too. Like, this is I'm a little scared of the Royals right now. I think if they made like, if maybe it's just Caglione, maybe that's the move. Like, if they have him go, he got his first hit, good for him, pull one down the line. If they have, it's a beautiful play by Bobby Witt we're watching on.
That's crazy.
Right, I don't think it's as good as everyone's making it out to be. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, no.
Don't get me wrong. Great play, but it wasn't hit that hard.
I'm going to get you wrong.
It wasn't hit that hard.
Not a lot of bodies, not a lot of human bodies move like that.
I think he makes that play like 100 times out of 100 times. It's Bobby Witt Jr. Okay, that angle right there is nice.
I mean, that's full tilt, man. That's 6'3", 6'4".
It's a nice play. I'm not saying it's not a nice play. I'm just saying defender. Bobby Witt had that. How
many shortstops does that go by and we're like, oh, he never had a chance?
I should have framed it this way because I didn't really mean what I said. I really meant like Bobby Witt. That's like not a routine play for him, but damn near routine.
It's in his bag.
He's going to make that play.
Wow, that shook me a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
No, I had Royals. So the same Wake and Jake Jolly episode, I said for Royals at this deadline, you almost gotta smatter it again. Like, you need Caglione to be something. But if I'm them, I'd love to do a package trade this deadline. Get a couple hitters. Get Taylor Ward and Moncada from the Angels and hope both of them can give you something. Because you just need more depth in that lineup. Because you're right, man. A lot of the guys throwing the ball really like. And that feels like the difference between them and the Tigers now.
How is Zerpa not on your team? He's got to be on your team. Zerpa
could make it. I'm a Ciano Perez guy too.
Okay.
But we'll stay tuned for hour 45 of me going through lefty relievers that should be on the all Jake team.
Noah Cameron's on your team for sure. He's been lights out for them. That's a really nice series victory for the Royals.
Clean jerseys. Estevez gets his 18th save of the season, his 100th career save. Same day Doval gets his 100th career save, making them the 18th and 19th players from the Dominican Republic to get 100 saves. That's just why it's different. That's where Dalton redeems himself after the salads and that 40-win Mets thing. Trev, I know you've got some rocks coming up because it's the one episode a year they may get some love. I've got a Pittsburgh-Houston thing coming up. Maybe the Houston conversation comes a little bit more in the AL because that's where they play, actually. Reveal.
Okay.
The series, I can't wait we've waited this long to get there. The Twins and the A's teed it up for 4. I was listening to the guy in the booth. Very informative. Twins going for the 4-game sweep. They don't get it on that final day. The Athletics offense comes to life. But they shouldn't be the focus because it should be Byron Buxton and Willie Castro and some Zebby Matthews if you're into that kind of thing. Trev's going to talk about it. You guys know I couldn't stop him if I wanted to. The Tigers, they split 4 with the White Sox. Our guy Jack Flaherty, he's on a nice little quality start streak. But the White Sox, Kerry Carpenter, Jesus, 3-homer game from him. But the White Sox, Shane Smith gets his first dub in a while. Michael A. Taylor. And we get a walk-off in that final game by Tim Elko. All right, White Sox, Mike Tauchman's everywhere. Where's he going to be come the trade deadline? Tigers, I don't know how much we could talk about that. Are the Orioles back? They sweep my Mariners. Oh, God. Mariners fans, put your swords or tridents down. Orioles, Sagano pitches really well for them. Eflin gives a quality start. And more so, they get a little bit of offense. There's Adley Rutschman with a pair of 3-hit days. And the day he didn't have 3 hits, he had a homer. Need more of that. It's supposed to be like a guy in this league. Baltimore? I don't know. Seattle. Check out where they are in the standings. The Tampa Bay Rays. Trev's Rays sweep my Texas Rangers. And it shouldn't have been. Marcus Semien woke up. 2-homer game on that final day. But man, Tampa Bay is finding ways to win, including a walk-off 2-run infield single of sorts. That is one of the crazier plays you're ever going to see this season or any season. Drew Rasmussen, good start. Brandon Lau. Rays are back, people. So are the Jays. Let's go AL East. They take 2 out of 3 from the Phillies after losing that first game. Christopher Sanchez, 7'3", 6 innings, 1 earned run. Trey Turner, 2 home run game. After that, it's all Blue Jays. Berrios and Bichette in the middle game. Bichette and Bassett, killer bees for Toronto Blue Jays. Wrong emphasis on the wrong letters there. Jays playing good baseball. Halos and Red Sox. I think we're going to drop our little jam session here because we had some pitch stealing, sign stealing. The first base coach, Tyler Anderson's getting into fights before the game. Angels, they took the first 2 in very Red Sox loss fashion this year, but they get one in Red Sox win fashion on the final one. Ceddanne Rafaela with the shortest walk-off you're ever going to see as he gets pesky on that pole for an 11-9 win. Yo. And then the final series, the Yankees take 2 out of 3 because this is just what they do. Against Chris Rose's Guardians, they take the bread games. Back-to-back 4-0 shutouts. Guards did it to the Yanks. Yanks did it to the Guards. Max Fried, man, what he has been for this Yankee season. And same with Cody Bellinger the last month and a half or so. Carlos Rodon, really good too. Issa Bibe, don't care. Yanks take 2 out of 3. That's what happened in the AL.
Where would the New York Yankees be without California? That's what I want to know. All those Cali kids on that team. I mean, literally all of your good players are from California. Okay. I will start the AL standings with the New York Yankees out east, who have a 5.5 game lead on the Tampa Bay Rays and the Blue Jays. They are 38-23. Blue Jays and Rays tied 33-29 apiece. The Red Sox, another. I'm going to give. What is you doing?
Yes. Baby? Thank you.
What the fuck are you doing, baby? 30-34. The Orioles playing better ball, still 25-36. The Tigers' best record in baseball. I got this one guy just chirps me every day on X, like, you didn't think the Tigers could hit? Yeah, I didn't think Spencer Torkelson was going to do this. I'm sorry. I didn't think that freaking Gleyber Torres and Javi Baez were going to have years like they're having. Relax, everybody. I'm happy for them. Jack Flaherty's a stud. 41-23 for them. They're 6 games above my Minnesota Twins. We're 34-28. Guardians right behind them, 33-28. The Royals, 33-30. And then the White Sox, 20-43. And then out west, you're right, Jake, the Mariners, man. They've kind of been on the struggle bus as of late, but we know they were playing good ball earlier in the season. They've relinquished first place. That's scary for them. Houston Astros are 34-28. The Mariners, 1.5 games back, 32-29. The Rangers, they just cannot find their footing, man. 29-34. The Angels, 28-33, and then the Athletics, who have lost 19 of 20, I think it is, or 20 of 21 before they beat the Twins on the last day. They are 24-40, and those are the standings in the American League.
Orioles 6-game win streak. New manager. Trev, thank you for the standings. The standings were brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook. Baseball season is rolling. There's only a couple more hoops and hockey games left. And again, I'm not a hater. That basketball game last night was nuts. Same with the hockey. My buddy actually placed a winning parlay at the DraftKings Sportsbook. And right now, if you're a new customer and you use code JMBaseball, bet just $5. If your bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets throughout. You bet on whatever you want. Homers, over, under, whatever you like. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use the promo code JMBaseball. Bet just $5 on any wager and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Promo code JMBaseball only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Trev, I guess hit us with Twins A's.
This is good team, bad team.
Ooh.
No doubt about it.
Which one?
Here's the thing I'll say. Twins, they did a good job taking care of business. They lose Pablo Lopez, which is really, really tough for them because he's been so good. But they're just a better team than the A's. The A's can hit. I'll give them that. I mean, or their lineup has potential. Their pitching it's really bad, man. And you match up like their bullpen with the Twins bullpen, who's one of the best in baseball, and it's like the difference is insane. They can't throw strikes. They get behind a ton of hitters. It's just really, really bad, man. But again, like the A's, like the offense, you kind of have to like. You can go around and say they have a core there for sure. I don't know what the heck they're going to do for their pitching. It's tough to watch. But yeah, Twins take care of business. The last game, Festa comes in, gets absolutely shelled. He was like on 2-hour sleep, like coming in from wherever they play, St. Paul, just kind of meeting the team. So not a great outing for him. He gets absolutely shelled. But Twins take 3 or 4. They look good, man. And Griffin Jacks, if you don't know him, go look at his Savant, go look at his Baseball Reference. He's nasty. He had one of the most dominant innings I've ever seen a reliever have. He went right through the middle of that lineup. I think it was Butler, Rooker, Jacob Wilson. 3 pretty damn good hitters having good years. 13 pitches, 3 Ks, like just abusing them with his changeup, a power changeup. Go check it out. It's awesome. But yeah, Twins it was a good team, bad team.
That bullpen, Trev, I'm mad your Twins have gotten themselves off the seller's market, because that bullpen, would have every team salivating. And if you say that, then that means they have a really good bullpen. And that means when Byron Buxton is being that guy, like as much as I want to be fake Twins hater to you, they can pitch, and that offense should have more in there. And it has recently, and that's been part of their success. Go Twins, go, baby. It's a central ep. Although Tigers, White Sox, I'll be honest, Trev, 4-game splits are a series that we struggle with. And the way the Tigers have been playing, they've got to be horribly disappointed that the White Sox got him. But new ownership in Chicago, Trev, let's go.
What is that? Like, he was going to buy the Twins, ends up formulating this deal where he has the opportunity to buy the team later on. I think people in Chicago are stoked about that.
If you want to get lost in otherworldly rich people BS that'll never be an issue in your life, the stuff I read is so bizarre that he's basically giving him money now, and I think he gets a little bit of the team, and then they can decide from 29 to 34 if Reinsdorf wants to sell it to Ishbia. And then I think in like 35, Ishbia then has his final choice if he wants to buy it. I have no clue, bro.
Split series. Go White Sox, go. They get absolutely crushed.
Yeah.
13-1 the first game. Yeah. Flaherty has a great start. Carpenter hits 3 homers. He actually had a groin thing or a hamstring thing, but he came back and played on Thursday. I never really understand that. Like, if your hamstring is gone or hurts, like usually you're out, but he's a different kind of guy. Tim Elko with the walk-off in the last game. After they kind of zooed a fly ball between him and Chase Mydroth, and Elko wanted no part of it, but comes up here with the chance to win the game and does.
Hey, good for the White Sox.
And Sean Burke, nice start.
They've been hunting wins, and they got some life on the field. We've talked Chase Mydroth. I think they're calling up Kyle Teal, who was a big piece in that Crochet trade. So, like, if the product's going to be bad, you just hope you're watching young guys with potential, and there's a few more of those showing up on the field in Chicago.
Eventually, Rob, try to find a fly ball. It's in the last game that falls between Mydroth and Elko. It's late in the game. I believe it's late in the game. But like, Mydroth has slowly become, you have your all Jake team. I think he's on my all Trev team. Just a guy that, like, if you watch him, you kind of laugh. Like, this ball, he just like has really no chance for, but he just wants to dive for it. I don't know, man.
I didn't know if that'd be all Jake or all Trev. That's interesting.
He's my new Cody Bellinger. Guy looks high all the time.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Bing bong. Trev, Seattle worry meter.
Not that high. Okay. I don't think so. They need to figure it out again offensively. I think it's coming into play again, which maybe that scares Mariners fans because that's obviously been their problem. It's Cal Raleigh and nobody else right now. And you're getting every once in a while you're getting a game from Julio, or you're gonna get a game from Randy, or maybe Rowdy hits the ball. But like it's mainly been the Cal Raleigh show on offense, and I think what we'll see teams start to do more, which like the Orioles actually didn't do it in this series. Eflin gives up a homer to him. Like I would just start walking him. Like I would not give him the chance to beat. And yeah, the Orioles had the chance to do that. They didn't end up doing it. But that's if you're facing the Mariners now, I'm walking Cal, making somebody else beat me. But shout out the Orioles, man, getting the sweep. They're playing a lot better ball as of late. Like, hey, they have talent on that team, and they just, they didn't have the guns to throw the ball basically at the beginning of the year. And maybe we're seeing a little bit of a resurgence there. A nice start by Sugano, a nice start by Cade Povich. Eflin has a quality start, even though he gives up the homer there. So it's all they need. New manager, and their pitching pitches better, right? That's
New
it.
manager, and hey, Adley Rutschman be one of the best players in baseball. Like that's the whole thing. Hey, they go and they play the Athletics. Are we gonna look up and see an Orioles W9? Okay. Mariners, I'm 6 out of 10 worried. But it's more so because Houston. I think
they're still a good team. They have to bring in some hitters. Like I think Josh Naylor is a great fit for them, but I don't know if he's going to be available. They need dudes there. They do.
The Jimmies and the Joes. Hey man, Jimmys and the Joes. Your Tampa Bay Rays, Trev. They have a little bit of the sauce. I told you I was going to leave my heart open. Camanero's becoming a star. Their pitching has kind of full broken out. A lot of young guys that are really pitching well. And dude, I guess on the other side for me, the Texas Rangers, they have the itis. Like I should quit them. Their starting pitching is so appealing. But dude, the way they lost the last game is horrific. It's on the screen now. Chopper to second that if the first baseman doesn't go for is just an out. The play just keeps going, and Caminero just takes home for the win. I
don't really understand it. Caminero just kind of. I don't love the base running here. I mean, obviously he's safe, but I don't know exactly what he saw. Now, Simeon's like looking around, doesn't really know what to do with the ball. There's no pitcher covering first base. The first baseman vacated his position, so he's kind of looking around. I think he gets shielded by the runner or the umpire a little bit, but I honestly don't know what Caminero saw because Simeon like literally has the ball at second base and he just takes off, dude. And for some reason, Simeon kind of like palms the ball in. Like he does not throw this ball. Like he doesn't whip it in there. Like there's no confidence behind that throw. And I guess you know what it is? It's just, I don't love the base running, but it's aggressive. If anything, it's aggressive. And you're making a guy make a play, but it's like a throw from second base to home is pretty easy to make. But you see his throw, he like chokes it off.
Jeez, that's got some air on it.
Like if you just make a throw, he's out.
Right.
It's a free out. It's a free out. This is the big leagues, dude. But Simeon, I think there was a little bit of hesitation, and then like the confidence in the throw was just not there.
Drew Rasmussen, how's your 23 straight inning scoreless streak? Yeah, man, I asked the East to step up, and this segues us just a little. Did the Rangers have the itis, or they've done something wrong with the baseball gods? Because it's horrific. Meanwhile, what do we got here, bro? Oh, just not getting there.
Yeah, Kumar Rocker not hustling.
Yeah.
And just literally kind of the same.
Gosh, just the number one thing pitchers do. Check home. Cover first, check home. Like that is baseball PFP 101. It's ingrained in every single baseball player's head. Check home, check home, check home. I don't know how that happened.
What is that throw? Like it's hit bizarre. Like I feel like I'm watching them and I'm watching the Orioles in April and May, just like throwing up on themselves. The Toronto Blue Jays are not. And my Jays and my Rays are back, baby. You mentioned it in the standings so fantastically, Trev. Right now, the last wild card spot is tied with the Rays and the Jays, who are both a half game behind the Guardians and a game behind the Twins. The Rays and the Jays have jumped Seattle and the Royals. So these two teams that were like, hey, Seattle's kind of happening again. Kansas City, they play a great brand of baseball. The Rays and the Jays with their recent hot streak. Jays are 8-2 in their last 10. Rays 7-3. they're very much back in the mix of this American League season, and that's what I asked for.
Yeah, I mean, they've won 7 of 8. I mean, their offense is really going. Alejandro Kirk is going. Vladdy Jr. has his on base streak. Bo Bichette is starting to hit. You're getting Ernie Clement. You're getting Addison Barger. Like you're getting a full complement of what this roster. I think this is as good a baseball as they can play. So I mean, I don't know how you want to take that. I mean, they look really good. I think this is kind of what, best case scenario for the Blue Jays is you have what's going on right now. Obviously, the Bowden Francis start didn't help. He doesn't even get out of the second inning. But after that, you have Jose Barrios going 6, giving up 1. Bassett going 7, giving up 1. The pen's done its job. And ultimately, you win the series because you outscore, the Philadelphia Phillies, who are a damn good team. You outscore them 11-2 in the last 2 games.
I'm excited, man. There's a lot going right. Your guy Tyler Heineman in a lot of positive box scores and a lot of good box scores, Coach Trev.
Yeah.
I've got an award coming out of this one that ties to one of the results. Mick Abel for Philly, twirling the pill well for them. And like you mentioned Luzardo briefly in the Jom conversation, which I don't know if we should drop that like now-ish or we just leave it. But yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, no, it's been tough. He went with the braids after getting shelled, and then it happened again. And I think a lot of it, and this is a blanket statement, but he's just everything's over the plate. Like you can't do that, man. I was talking, one of the broadcasts about that's just the difference between a pitcher going 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, or 4 innings pitched and 5 earned runs. It's, are you throwing the ball in the middle of the plate? When you get ahead of guys, can you put them away? Like he just has not been able to do that.
Trev, if you've got any, I know you guys talked about the Red Sox, Jose Flores, first base coach, and Tyler Anderson a little bit. Again, I don't know how much Red Sox fans want to talk about this series otherwise, because the Angels do take 2 out of 3. And again, kind of heartbreaking Red Sox fashion where they need something to happen because they've been bad.
Who's heartbroken? Is it the Angels or the Red Sox in this series? I can't really tell. The Angels could have swept. They end up, giving it up. And then you get the Cedar Rafaela homer around pesky pole, which is awesome to see. I love that. I think it's I don't know if I've ever seen a ball do that. Like, I'm sure you've watched more Yankees Red Sox games than I have, but I don't remember the last time I saw that happen.
The pesky pole gets involved, man. And it's a bizarre thing. It's a bizarre thing. And it's why Red Sox-Yankee arguments are always so funny, because whenever there's a short porch home run and they're like, oh, your guy's Little League Stadium. And it's like, Fenway Park's the oddest stadium. There's a massive wall and it's the shortest down the again, I have no qualms with it. I love it. But, you shortest walk-off home run in the StatCast era.
I got a couple updates on the Angels.
Okay.
A couple things I found interesting. When I'm at games, I find out a lot of cool information, and so I like to share it with our Talking Baseball listeners. Number one, on the broadcast, we found out there was 3 teams that hadn't had a bunt base hit. And it was the Twins, who got one. Cody Clemens got one in the last game there as we were talking about it. So it was one of those type of things. The Yankees do not have a base hit bunt, which I'm like, okay, that makes sense. The Los Angeles Angels do not have a base hit bunt. That doesn't make sense. Ron Washington at the helm, and they don't have a base hit bunt. Maybe they should start doing that. Also, update on the no cell phone policy. After spring training, that was out.
Okay.
Players were like, nah, this is kind of crazy. So
that's good. I think that's good. I think that's
okay.
Good. People have families. I don't know. And just, hey, Texas Rangers can pitch, can't hit at all. 29-34. They're a half game behind the Boston Red Sox. The Angels are a half game behind the Boston Red Sox. They are percentage-wise the same as the Texas Rangers and basically the Red Sox, which, hey, maybe my last update from these series, exchanged a couple texts with our friend Cole Tucker last night.
Oh, yeah, he's in Vancouver.
He gave some real, he was like, I've been watching ball, and he gave, his thoughts on teams, some tough love. He said the Angels are fun. And they kind of are fun.
Oh, yeah, they are fun.
They're fun. of a lot of teams, and like, hey, whatever happens tonight in baseball, they could be better than the Red Sox or the Rangers, and you're talking real payrolls and like teams that had expectations this year.
If Joe Adele would just be a guy, like full-time be a guy, that changes so much for that baseball team.
Yeah.
He had some absolute tanks, dude.
When he gets them.
I know.
Angels are also our home run call of the week.
Okay, let's hear it.
And sends a drive out to left center field. Yeah, baby! Get that one up over the monster.
And that was the deep part of the monster for Michael Trout.
It's a beautiful thing watching that guy play.
Do it
ball.
again, Rob. We're baseball fans. Let's see that again. Come on.
Runs in, nobody out. Mike swings and sends a drive out to left center field. Yeah, baby! Get that one up over the monster.
How come my calls are never calls of the week? I mean, that's a prime opportunity there, Bob.
You're not the play-by-play guy, pal.
But the color adds like the emotion, dude.
Yeah, I know, dude.
People are saying best booth in the business. People are saying.
I forget. I think I told you this, but yeah, dude, Monday or Tuesday night, I was drifting out on the couch. I was like, I'll throw on MLB Network. Totally forgot it was you for a second, and then it took me a minute, and I was like, wait, shit, that's Trev. talking about the track in Sacramento.
Oh my gosh, bro!
It's too much track.
It's 25 feet of warning track. We saw in the first game. We walked on the field, and let's just algorithm be damned. Right. First thing I said, step on that baseball field because you have to walk, from the clubhouses in the center field. Walk on the field. I'm like, why is this warning track so freaking huge? It's 25 freaking feet. And I said, this is going to impact the game big time. First game, Drew Avens, Sacramento, or just A's left fielder, zoos a ball because he jumped too early. And I'm like, I obviously knew this was going to happen. So I talked to the grounds crew. I was like, why is the warning track so big? And these guys are like, they're dogs, man. They're working every day, the grounds crew there. I found out a lot about them. Obviously, if you don't know, A's playing at the San Francisco Giants AAA affiliate. San Francisco's AAA affiliate also playing there.
Yeah.
So they just have game after game after game after game, and this crew doesn't switch out. It's like the same crew.
They get OT?
I think I talked to the guys like we're all about it because we work more, we make more money.
Okay. So yeah.
So they're stoked on it. But they have a 25-foot warning track because sometimes they bring food trucks onto the field in events, and it makes it easier.
God damn it.
I'm like, dudes are going to get hurt. And I think I want to make this case right now. So if you want to clip this, Rob, and put this out on socials, I'd be happy. Start it now. We have to get the warning track situation at bay in the big leagues. We cannot have different size warning tracks. Like, it is called a warning track because it's dangerous for outfielders to not know where they are in relation with the wall. So if we have Milwaukee, and I found out that Miami also has a big warning track, and now in Sacramento there's a big warning track, and every other track is about 15 feet, and these are 25 feet, you're going to get guys hurt. Guys are going to jump too early. They're going to hurt themselves because they don't know where they're at in relation to the wall, okay? So we have to, to me, it's a no-brainer. Let's make a universal distance from the wall to the beginning of the warning track. How easy is that? We all can do that regardless. Look, fences are all different lengths, heights, shapes. I understand that. Love that about baseball. The warning track should be universal. End speech.
No argument. It's a safety measure that we shouldn't mess with the safety measure.
See, he's going up to jump for that ball because he thinks he's at the wall.
Right.
Instead of taking an extra step, which he would have caught that no problem. He has no idea where he's at in relation to the wall.
Crazy. Yeah.
Rob, I'm going to send you a picture you can put up for later in the episode, just randomly. It's going to show for scale the wall.
Add it to the docket. I think Wednesday we were debating doing some rule stuff because we got some ABS updates. Maybe we'll come up with 5 rules we will add for next season. Because yeah, Trev, that's I've got a lot of devil's advocate in me when I need it. Nothing there. Make it the same. What are we doing? God, we got to talk. There's more ball. I think we just head out to the standout performances.
It's time for Standout Performances.
Standout Performances.
Standout Performances.
This guy stood out for Trev.
Say what?
Coach?
All right. We're going to shine a little bit of light on the Colorado Rockies, and I'm going to go with my good friend. He's not my friend, actually, at all. I don't know him, but I think I might be friends with him. Hunter Goodman.
Okay.
The catcher went 3 for 5 with 2 homers, 3 runs driven in, and 3 runs scored on Monday. Overall on the season, Jake, 281, 328, 491, good for an 819 OPS.
Yeah.
From the catcher's position. And I'm getting shades of Josh Donaldson with the swing.
Okay.
Not all the time, but every once in a while, I look at it. He plays multiple positions. Let's see his appearances this year. He's got 39 at catcher and 24 at DH. He's also been an outfielder in his career. Also very much like a Josh Donaldson, who was a catcher at the beginning of his career. I don't know. I wanted to shout him out. I love the swing. Looks really, really nice. He's having a nice year.
I love it. Yeah. Probably on a lot of fantasy baseballers' radar. You get, a little bit of that catcher production. Let's go, Hunter Goodman. Rockies 26. He's part of the formula. Oh, I see what you're saying with the swing. Yeah. He can really run into it. The leg kick, little top
the
spin
finish
there.
for me, I think is what it is. Yeah.
Always is for you. I'm going a little out of the box this episode. I'm going Paul Skenes. Skenes for Pittsburgh. Not a lot of Houston-Pittsburgh talk on the way through. Houston takes 2 out of 3. They jump on top of the NOS there. And Skenes, this is a loss. 8 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 8 Ks. Man, we're in kind of that DeGrom Mets category where he's 4-6 record-wise. 2.05 ERA is one of the best in the National League. 0.88 WHIP, best in the National League. Batting average against 181, best in the National League. Dude, he's leading the MLB in innings pitched, which, if we really want to start spinning our wheels about what's going on in Pittsburgh this year, like the season's over, are we building him up? Is he gonna be cut off in September again? This was his second game this season with 8 innings pitched, 3 hits or less, 1 run or less, 8 Ks or more, and he got the loss. That's happened twice since 1901. One was Ed Walsh in 1910. Don't have a ton on that. Same with Mike Scott in 86, if I'm being honest. But he is being historically good while the Pirates are being historically bad. And, sometimes we get worried about hitting the Shohei button or Skenes button. Dude, the Skenes button hasn't even been able to be pressed this year because kind of everything else going down in Pittsburgh is so not good.
Yeah, it's brutal. We're seeing another Mike Trout right before our eyes, which is tough. That's the truth, right?
Yeah.
A generational talent that we're not going to see in October. And that's what we want to see. So we're not getting that. He's incredible, Jake. I don't know what they do. You actually raise a good point about what kind of, is there going to be limitations on this guy? Or what are you saving him for?
Ideally
for
next
the playoffs
season,
next year?
but I don't
doing?
know.
Come on.
Yeah. And then it's the argument between building him up versus, he threw a $133 last year, so I don't know. If I had to guess, I would guess early September we're talking about shutting Skenes down. He's got 170 and great.
I think Skenes would go up into the front office and flip him the double birds and be like, no. I think just walk out and take the ball and say, I'm pitching today.
Dude, a great
You think
baseball.
Don Kelly's going to stop him? Don Kelly's like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, Don's on his side.
He's on his side.
God, frustrating. I'm sure he is.
Shout out Andrew McCutcheon.
Could have been a lot of guys. Could have been Houston boys. It could have been Paredes and Pena.
Trevor Larnett could have been on this. You didn't even mention him.
No, I don't think he could have. I would have even gone Willie Castro. And you might see Willie Castro coming up on
Dirt nasties on fuego. That means I'm on fire, baby. Like Waco.
Fuego is brought to you by
Corona.
Corona. Tell him, Trev. You like a good Corona, no?
It's my favorite beverage. I love the sip of Corona. It brings the beach wherever you are, whether I'm back in my back house, if I'm by my pool, maybe I'm on the road at a hotel bar. I just want to feel like I'm at a beach. I take a Corona.
I'll Corona at my back house. That's just the other part of my couch. But the whole point is Corona. You're relaxing. You're enjoying life. It's your own private island wherever you go. Crack open a Corona. Squeeze in a lime. Enjoy America's favorite pastime with Mexico's favorite present time. Get yours at ordercorona.com. 21 plus. Enjoy responsibly. Corona Extra Beer imported by Crown Import, Chicago, Illinois.
Ketel Marte, Arizona second baseman, went 6 for 11 with 3 homers, 6 runs driven in. He moved to third all-time in career runs driven in as a D-back with 481. Aaron Boone does not want you to say RBI. You know what? I respect that out of him because it is RBIs, and I've even got caught in this BS where I'm not saying the S on RBIs. It's RBIs. That's exactly what it is, okay? Pete Alonso goes 7 for 16, a double, 3 homers, 9 runs driven in. He recorded his 55th RBI during the season, overtaking Major League Baseball's lead. I called that at the beginning of the season. Cedane Rafaela, 6 for 14. I think there was a lot of talk that Cedane wasn't into because people were like, "Oh, he's just a glove." He's like, "You know what? I'm not like getting moved out when Roman Anthony comes up. Screw that." 6 for 14, a double, 3 homers. He had the walk off, 5 runs driven in. Adley Rutschman, this one's awesome. 7 for 13, 2 homers, drove in 3 runs. He broke out a 5 for 56 skid with the 7 for 13. He entered the series, Jake, hitting 203, and he left hitting 225. So that's a nice little bump for him. For the week, I mentioned Willie Castro a little bit. 10 for 26, a double, 4 homers. This is a good one for you. I have this off the sheet notes because obviously I was doing the games. He hit 2 homers against Seattle in a game on this road trip as a left-hander. And then against the A's, he hit 2 homers in a game both as a right-hander. So I thought that was cool. Not too many guys get to do that. Great player. Love Willie Castro. How about Dylan Dingler, catcher for the Detroit Tigers? He went 7 for 19, a double, 2 homers, 8 runs driven in. Jackson Chourio, 12 for 28, 2 doubles, 2 homers, 8 runs driven in. He's on pace to record 70-plus extra base hits in his age 21 season. The last player to do that, Jake? Juan Soto in 2019.
Oh.
He's hitting 333 over his last 15 games. Then Brent Rooker, I've seen this one, 11 for 27, 2 doubles, a homer, 9 runs driven in. He is the unquestioned leader for the A's, who are going through a tough time. But again, it's not the offense's fault. So Brent Rooker is a part of that. We'll move on to the pitchers. This is pitchers who shoved for a single game. Lance McCullers Jr., never seen you and him in the same room. If you did, who knows? Look out. Leave the room immediately. He earned his first win since September 21st, 2022. And he, Jake, has a 2.21 ERA through 4 starts. Okay. How about Griffin Canning for the New York Mets? He goes 6 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 7 Ks. He's thrown a ton of off-speed pitches, 73% of the time with runners in scoring position. That's the highest in all of Major League Baseball for starters. Kyle Freeland, 6 in the third, goes 4 hits, 0 earned runs, 4 Ks, no walks. He leads the Rockies in everything because he's probably like the only good pitcher there. Leads them in quality starts, leads Major League Baseball with 10 unearned runs allowed. That's just not a good stat to have for the Rockies. Nice start by Freeland. You mentioned Mackenzie Gore, who's just been striking everybody out this year. He went 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs with 7 Ks and only 1 walk. Opponents are hitting just 157 against Mackenzie at home this season. That's the second best amongst qualified starting pitchers, Jake. And last but not least, your guy, Merrill Kelly. He goes 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs. He became the first Major League pitcher this season and only the 3rd pitcher in franchise history to record 2+ starts of 7 innings pitched, less than a hit, and 0 earned runs in a single season.
Well done, Trevor. You don't want to be in a room with me and Lance McCullers Jr. at the same time?
No, there'd be like heavy petting, and then who knows what's going to happen. You might fight, or you might...
Intimidated by our Snapdragons a little bit?
Maybe.
Trev, thank you for that. Again, I know
you guys are both in my book, I believe.
in different ways. Man, I know the Houston series didn't get lost, and they're back in first place. As 1-2 punches go right now, Hunter Brown and Framber, and if McCullers can be the 3 guy, and does Arrighetti come back at some point? Their offense, it's been 2 guys. It's been Pena and Paredes that whenever something else starts kicking in, whether Altuve, Walker, Yiner, they just called up their top prospect, Jacob Melton. Like,
yeah, he had a couple runs driven in.
Houston's around, and that's without a couple pieces that you'd assume would be big factors for them. Trev, thank you for Enfuego, as always. And that's when I bring us down, because we do the IL. That's how you...
You've been struggling lately. It's time to pick it up!
We're going to do the guys that were slumping. Is what we've decided. These are the batters who are struggling. Victor Scott De. 4 for 35, a 114 batting average, a 319 OPS. Man, that glove travels. Sometimes the bat does not. 098 on 5+ pitches, plate appearances this year. Second lowest in the NL. That's weird. You're seeing more, but you're getting less. Willy Adames is back on the struggle bus. Sheesh. 5 for 41. Missed on 58% of swings on low non-fastball. So we're going to say he's struggling with the breaking ball. And he's slugging just 207 on the first pitch. So when he's up there trying to get it going off the rip. How about Logan O'Hoppe, 5 for 34? There was a good debate at the warehouse yesterday, Trev. I need a new date my daughter player because I think Matt Olson's just kind of graduated. He's kind of living his new life. People threw out Logan O'Hoppe as kind of like that young, he's got like almost firefighter, save your cat from a tree energy.
Yeah.
I'm going to shop around a little bit more.
He could be Homelander in The Boys. Like that's his vibe.
Maybe comment below who you got. But yeah, he's struggling with the breaking ball a lot right now. And fastballs. Bad combo. Keibert Ruiz. 6 for 39. Kyle Stowers, right when the hype train was leaving the station. 8 for 44. That's 182. 24 strikeouts in 63 plate appearances with runners in scoring position this season. That's the highest in the NL. So again, we're getting those people out. Little motivation. And then we're trying to get people back, but we've got a lot of people going to the IL. We got names, dude. Hunter Green with a right groin thing. Don't love that for my Reds. Luke Weaver, the Yankees star closer, a hammy. He's going to be out a little over a month. Let's see where that lands. You guys know about Corbin Burns. We kind of saw that happen live, getting a second opinion on his elbow. Bobby Stevenson just came back for the Angels, right bicep. Moncada, Andujar, couple trade deadline pieces. Right oblique for Andujar. We hate that. Jordan Hicks for San Francisco. Toe thing. Hoping for the minimum. Okay. Max Meyer for Miami. Remember that one game, though? He's got a left hip impingement. And you mentioned Pablo Lopez, Trev. That's a big blow for the Seattle Mariners. 8 to 12 weeks. Right shoulder strain. But the good news is we've got guys coming back. And coming back. Colin Cowser's back for the Birds.
Hasn't really, really big for them.
They need him. Hasn't found it yet, but he will. Parker Meadows had a couple big plays in Detroit's first win in that series. Evan Carter, how's your young lefty outfielders? He's back for Texas. Jazz Chisholm for the Yanks and Andres Jimenez. Okay, so ALE second basemen are back. Mentioned Tyler Heineman. He just can't stop hitting. And then Cole Ragans for Kansas City. Kumar Rocker, we saw him a low light, sadly. Sawyer Gibson long after a long time for Detroit. Chris Martin for Texas because they need some more pitching. Let's start everyone's weekend.
Awards!
I have an award called the Unlikeliest of Heroes Award.
Wow.
That I want to give out, okay? If people watched the game yesterday, the Twins were getting beat down real bad, so we started having a Lord of the Rings discussion on there. That's what I do, people.
Boy.
I don't fake it. You know that, Jake. Like I'm
You don't
into
fake it.
I am trying to get my kids to watch it with me. They're a little scared. I think I'm so close to like being able to do it. Anyways, the Unlikeliest to Hero Award. If you know the story, and this is just a major plot point, Frodo Baggins and Samwise Gamgee are tasked to take this one ring that can rule them all and deliver it to Mount Doom into the fires from whence it came. Okay?
Yeah.
These are hobbits. These are like little people.
Right.
They're not supposed to be the big, strong, save the day type. All they want to do is farm and eat and smoke some weed, dude. That's all they want to do. Like that's a hobbit's life, bro. Hobbit's life for me, for sure. But anyways, they are tasked with saving the day. Okay. I'm not going to spoil what happens, but they're not your prototypical heroes. The same thing is going on in San Francisco. Buster Posey shakes up the roster. We know the offense has not been there. So what does he do? This is the San Francisco Giants, the team that spends a ton of money. They sign free agents all the time. They have a different reputation, but if you go look at it, they spend money. They go out and try to get free agents. They went and brought in Willie Adames. Like, this is a big market team. So they're surely going to go trade for some big offensive pieces, right? No, he went with the unlikeliest of heroes. Buster Posey designated Late Night Lamont for assignment, and a couple guys that he tasked to save the day were Dom Smith, who was in the Yankees farm system and took his out to come save the day. All he did was drive in a couple runs in their victory on Thursday. And also Daniel Johnson, who was playing in Mexico to start the year. He played 10 games in Mexico, hit so well that they're like, you know what? Come hang out and play for the River Cats, where I was just at. He started playing for them like May 2nd. So about a month of ball for him and the Giants' top AAA affiliate. And all of a sudden he comes up, and what does he do in his first game on Wednesday? He gets 2 hits and scores a run. So these guys come up, they end up taking the last 2 games from the Padres, but I just thought it was so hilarious. Like, this is where he went. Buster Posey was so desperate to try anything to get wins. He's like, all right, let's hit the Dom Smith, Daniel Johnson button. And it freaking worked, Jake. So I love the story. Daniel Johnson, by the way, looks like one hell of a player. He's got speed. He runs this ball down. I like his swing too. But dude, think about his journey. Some of the quotes he had were hilarious. He's like, I honestly can't believe it. He was in Mexico to start the year, dude. Like you don't go to Mexico to like come back. Like Mexico's end of the career type thing. You're just hanging on. Not too many guys get signed out of Mexico to play. Maybe Korea, maybe Japan, not Mexico. But Daniel Johnson did. Shout out. I don't know, man. I just thought it was really cool. So the unlikeliest to hear awards goes to Dominic Smith and Daniel Johnson.
Brought in a couple hungry dogs to try to salvage the set, and it worked. Yeah, I like that you're highlighting that. Big Dom Smith freed from the Yankees minor leagues, and you're right. I mean, you go to Mexico, and hey, I'm still getting paid to play baseball.
You just don't want to give it up yet. And maybe there's a slim chance something happens. But for Daniel Johnson to go from Mexico in April to the big leagues in June is crazy.
He had 36 career MLB games before his 2 with the Giants this past week. So hey, good. That's a guy who's probably appreciating his time in the Bay Area.
Think about Buster Posey and like who he won with. Like, yeah, they had some decent pieces on those teams, but also a bunch of kind of like ragtag dudes.
Yeah.
He understands clubhouse dynamics and like having to shake things up from time to time. So I'm in on the moves by Buster. I am.
I'm glad you brought it up. The Lord of the Rings stuff per usual is kind of a lot. But for that 1%, it really hits home. And
it really hits home.
That's what we aim for. Speaking of, I'm giving out the Assault and Battery Award. Normally not as exciting. Normally a bad thing. But I don't know. For some reason, I'm always a sucker for this one because it starts with the battery. The Blue Jays and Phillies traded closers this offseason without doing it. They just let free agency do the legwork. And former Jays closer, Jordan Romano, comes in against his former team, and who's up at the plate? An all-Jake team player, Alejandro Kirk, his former battery mate, and he assaults him. He hits the game-winning walk-off double, top of the wall, drives home Vladdy. And yeah, I think, there was just some cool stuff. It's like he's caught 103 of Jordan Romano's strikeouts. They've combined for 83 innings together or something like that. And for me, it's always one of those funny things. Like, does the catcher have a little bit of a leg up? Like, you've seen that guy throwing a lot of balls, right?
Yeah, the leg up for sure.
I guess I'm surprised I've never fully seen the Jolly or foolish video that's like ex-catchers against their pitchers are 1.2 OPSs. Kirky gets Romano, stats that exist. Some matter. Kirky, he got Romano there. And again, what ended up being a huge one in this series. Otherwise, that would be Phillies take 2 out of 3, and we do that whole thing. Instead, the Blue Jays stay hot. And they're getting Jimenez and some pieces back. Toronto's
going to play my Twins in Minnesota this weekend, starting tonight.
Loser goes home. No losers today. No losers today, people. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the baseball. Get out in the summer sun. We will be back on Monday. Yuckin' Ball. What do you got this weekend, Trev?
Jake sucks. I'm going on a boat tonight.
Oh.
Just kind of like a little pontoon boat. Going to go putz around a little bit. Are we going to see Foolish Bailey in Atlanta for the All-Star game?
I think so.
I don't know if I'm going to give him a hug, give him a noogie. I'm not really sure.
I think you're going to welcome him in. Because, he's Hobbit, but he's like, I don't want to say frail. But you got to be careful.
Okay.